Harris back, I believe, for this game. Is there any kind of early plan on how you want to try and integrate him back into
I think the whole key is that he comes in and just tries to integrate himself into what we're trying to do, and be aggressive, be on the attack, but really put his mind to defense, to rebounding, to moving without the ball. He's definitely been improving as a shooter, I think, over this preseason. But again, the lights are on now, so you got to ease into it, and you don't get it all back in one moment, right? I mean, or one game. You've got to come in, you've got to work your way into it, and that's going to be really, really important for him inside of this. But we're happy to have him back. I'm proud of how he's handled things, and we're excited to have him back.
What will he bring in terms of his skill set that maybe you guys could really use?
Burst. Like really, really one of our better athletes. Tremendous burst, first step explosion. He's been there, and being able to get on the glass, become better at moving without the ball, being ready to shoot the ball. What we don't need are live ball turnovers. What we don't need is trying to make plays that aren't there, or trying to prove things that aren't there. Hit singles, not home runs. Like I love to say that because it's easier said than done. But a veteran influence, a guy that's well respected by his teammates, and brings another stabilizing force in. But it's going to take some time to get him integrated into it, and there's always a risk at that when you first start out. So we just got to kind of see how the game goes.
How's Anthony Edwards doing physically? I know he's been a little bit dinged up.
Yeah, he's had that. He's had some lower body stuff, but he's been better. He works very hard, been diligent with taking care of his body. And it's that time of year for all of them, where, especially with 9 freshmen, and you're not sure what wind they're on. Are they on the second wind? Are they in the third wind? Are they in the midst of one of them? I mean, it's hard. It's a process because they play so much basketball in the summer, the fall. The season starts, and we have so much to learn. So you try to really balance that and have a pulse of them on a daily basis. You got to push and drive them, and get a lot out of them. But at the same time, you want to make sure that there's a freshness level, and the mental part is the hardest thing to gauge. But I think he's doing a good job, and practices with energy, and that's what's most important.
You've talked a lot this year about the ball touching the paint kind of being the key to this offense. Like, is that something you've emphasized maybe more this year than you have in the past? Or
yeah, we did a very poor job of it the other night at Arizona State. We just did, and that ball has got to go through the paint because our thing is built on body movement. And our player movement. I mean, we've got to move. We've got to cut. We've got to be in position to be in movement when the shot goes up, so we're ready to go offensive rebound the ball. Not be just standing, watching a shot go up, or standing waiting for the ball to come. That's not how we play, and there's not many teams that do play that way. So we certainly don't play that way. But it does have to touch the paint. We've got to do a better job of finding different people. We do got to do a better job of getting it reversed, and it'll be easier said than done tomorrow night because this is a veteran defense. It's a very physical defense. It's a switching defense. We have not seen a team that switches like this the way that they do. So those pose problems. So if we come down and we are stagnant and we're not moving, and that plays right into their hands. So we've got to do a great job screening, cutting, moving without the ball, getting it reversed, being ready to shoot, but also being ready to attack and then get on the glass.
Is it maybe more of an emphasis for this team without that one true big guy playing in the middle than
No, well, that's a part of it. There's no doubt about that. But we've got to do a better job rolling. We've got to do a better job sealing. We've got to do a better job throwing it and then getting it back inside. We've got to do a better job at all of that. So our offense has got a long way to go when it comes to how we can be most effective. But I just think for this team with where we're at, we're not an excellent shooting team by any stretch yet. That ball has got to continue to move at a high rate.
I wanted to ask you about that. Your Indiana teams were very good shooting teams, actually. What's the difference here?
We're just not there yet. We're just not there yet. I mean, we've got to build it. We've got to recruit to it. We've got to continue to work with them constantly. But I think, again, it's so much when the ball is going inside out, when the ball is touching the paint, getting kicked back out, when you've got the defensive movement. Those are the kind of things. When you're playing off 0, 1, 2 passes, that's not a high recipe of success. And so I think giving ourselves better chances, being more ready to shoot, those are the type of things that we've got to make sure that we do. And I'm not, we're not shooting it great. We didn't shoot it great last year. We missed a lot of open shots. But that's something we're going to continue to work on because it's a huge part of what we have to be able to do to be successful. So it's not a lack of confidence in that. But when we don't have ball movement and body movement, we're not going to be as good. And we've got to continue to build towards that.